Hey, this is Math Minutes Pro with Dr. Harrison. Today we're going to talk about solving absolute value equations. So let me go over some basics about the absolute value. Now here is a number line and there's 0, and let's say this is 2. Now if I ask what is the absolute value of 2, what I'm asking is what is the distance between 0 and 2? Okay, what is the distance between 0 and 2? And of course it's 2. So if I ask for what's the absolute value of negative 2, I'm asking for what is the distance between 0 and negative 2. Now listen to this, it's still 2, okay? That means the absolute value of a number is always positive, okay? So keep that in mind as we solve these absolute value equations in this session. I'm going to solve two problems. I'm going to start with a simple problem, and then we'll get into, well, a little more complex problem. We need more space, so let me bring that line over here. So in that case, if I ask what is the absolute value of x, and I say the absolute value of x is equal to 10, then I'm asking the absolute value of what number equals 10? Well, based on what we just talked about, x has to be equal to positive 10 because the absolute value of 10 is 10, and x has to be equal to negative 10. Because the absolute value of negative 10, the absolute value of negative 10 is also positive 10. Therefore, x has to be equal to both 10 and negative 10. There are two values. So with that in mind, I'm going to leave that over there, and we're going to solve a problem that involves finding the absolute value when given an equation. So let's say I have 2 times the absolute value of x plus 4, 2 times the absolute value of x plus 4, and I set that equal to 16. Now examine that for a moment. First thing we want to do is get rid of the 2. Okay, so instead of multiplying both sides of the by 2, we can divide both sides of the equation by 2. So I'm going to rewrite this again. 2 times the absolute value of x plus 4 equals 16. And I'm going to divide this side by 2 and divide this side by 2. We're simplifying this equation. When I do that, 2 divided by 2 is 1. So then I bring down the absolute value of x plus 4 equals 8. Now, this is what we do. So I'm going to create a little table and look at this. What's inside of the absolute value, remember, the absolute value of a number, in order for it to equal 8, this means that x plus 4 equals 8, but also the absolute value of negative 8 equals 8. So this means that x plus 4 has to also equal negative 8. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to set x plus 4 equal to 8, and we're going to set x plus 4 equal to negative 8, and we're going to solve for x. Subtracting 4 from both sides of the equation, we get x equals 4, and then subtracting 4 from both sides of the equation, we get, that crosses out, we get x equals negative 12. So what that means is we have two values of x. X can equal 4 to make this true, and x can equal negative 12 to make this true. So let's check it. If I substitute 4 in here, I get 2 times the absolute value of 4 plus 4, 4 plus 4 is 8, right? So the absolute value of 8 is 8, so 2 times 8 is 16, so that works. If I substitute negative 12 in here, I get negative 12 plus 4, which is negative 8. The absolute value of negative 8 is positive 8. 2 times 8 equals 16. So both of these values work. And that wraps up our problem on solving absolute value equations. So thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Now don't forget to check out my Patreon page on my video description below. On my Patreon page, you can get access to exclusive math lessons, study tips, live Q&A, and more. See you next time.